Yeah, I'm more concerned about the stage. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Super BitCon. There we go. I'm Patrick Scott Patterson, and we're kicking off this whole panel thing here. This one is about breaking into online media, which is becoming a bigger and bigger thing every day. So you got millions of people trying to do that, and it's harder than ever probably to stand out. And hopefully we can all say a couple things here to kind of help that along. I already introduced myself. Start with you. You can introduce you now.
I'm Ryder Ortowski. I run the channel Ortpro.
I'm Retro Eric. We do the Midwest Retro Gamers show on YouTube.
And I'm Retro Mo. I'm, of course, with him, so.
Partner in crime.
So, I mean, nowadays, it's not the pioneer days of online media anymore. Nowadays, everybody's got a YouTube channel. Everyone's got a Twitch channel. Everyone's doing these things. And it's not as simple as just turn on Twitch and start doing something or just download a video. Now you've got to get yourself to stand out in a big, big crowd and try to make a name for yourself. It's hard. It's crowded. Millions of people. Start with you. What would you suggest to someone, let's say they're starting a channel right now, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or anything else, what do you suggest they need to do or think about doing to stand out in this crowded field?
First off, you have to find out what your passion is. You love video games. It's something you could do every day. Another thing is, when you're looking at all these channels, you got to find out, you want to do a channel that makes you stand out. What's going to be unique about your channel? Like, say you want to do pickup videos. You want to be unique, with your pickup videos, because there are a lot of pickup videos out there. It's like you just want to make yourself stand out.
You have anything to add on that?
Yeah, you have to stand out, but you also have to see, you took what I was going to say.
We actually started out just doing pickup videos.
Yes.
It was 2 years ago. I have no editing experience whatsoever. I always thought it was cool watching other people do it, the green screen stuff. It's just, I always wanted to learn it. And I work in IT, so computers come pretty easy to me. So I figure I can learn it pretty well. I've never been on camera. She's been on camera before because she was a DePaul Blue Demon playing basketball, so she did a lot of interview stuff. I had no camera experience whatsoever. So we just started doing a couple pickup videos just to get comfortable in front of the camera.
What would you suggest to anyone trying to stand out? Let's say they're just starting. Someone started one right now.
Well, it's basically the same thing that they've been saying. One thing that you always have to remember, do what you want to do. Don't, go try to be if you don't like doing pickup videos, don't do them. Don't try to copy other people. Just do what you love. And believe me, if you don't like being in front of a camera, you might have a little bit of a problem.
Well, I do think he hit something that I see a lot, too. A lot of people, they'll look at a channel and be like, well, dude, they're getting thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of views. Well, I'm going to do the same thing they're doing. No, because there's already people doing that. There's already an audience for that. It's just like TV. If one hit TV show comes out, or video games, it's the ones that are the pioneers that want to catch on. You can't just follow the leader and expect to have any success.
Yeah, I agree. My original thing I wanted to do wasn't really pickup videos. It was just for us to get started, kind of get our face out there. I actually wanted to do the reality stuff like Billy and Jay do from the Game Chasers. I really thought it was interesting in what they do, how they edit. And I know Billy's gone to school for it, and I know I'm very amateurish, but it's fun to do. I approached him 2 years ago and say, hey, what do you think about maybe like the Midwest Game Chasers? Like that East Coast choppers, West Coast choppers. We could be the Midwest because we're from Illinois. And I wanted to do it right then, but I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have the software. All I had was a camera, and we were picking up good stuff. So my first great pickup was a Bonk's Adventure on NES for $16.99. So, of course, I didn't have no video camera. I didn't get it on film. All I had was a picture and a sticker. So that was our very first pickup video. But now, we got comfortable. We got in video lighting equipment, green screen stuff, learned some of the editing, the software. Now we're doing the reality stuff with husband and wife. You know, there's not too many husband and wife teams out there, or their wives let them collect video games. So it's great that you married somebody who's got the same passion as you do. And Toy Tony, who's our third person. Right on.
Yeah.
Toy Tony, he's our third guy of the group. He's my cousin. He's like our toy expert. If any of you guys know who Pixel Dan is, who is a big toy expert, he reminds me of a Pixel Dan. He's very informative about toys. He knows his stuff. He knows a lot more than I do. So when we go to the flea markets and garage sales, you know, he's like my go-to guy. He's like, hey, you know, is this a good price for this? And then the opposite is, you know, I'm better at the video games than he is. So if he asks me my opinion on, you know, what prices on games are, you know, if it's a good deal or not. So.
Well, and one other thing too that always comes out to me, because I don't do as much video stuff as I used to, or as a lot of other people do. Of course, there's some reasons for that. I got a TV development deal that limits what I can do in that. But I do a lot of social media stuff, especially Twitter, that sort of thing. And when I do post stuff on YouTube, I tend to reply to the comments and that sort of thing, because to me, that's one of the biggest things that's lacking. We have a lot of social media, YouTube and Twitch stars out there, and it's like they love being out on camera and in front of people, but I don't see a lot of them interact with that audience. And to me, that is paramount. It's because it makes it stand out. I mean, you watch someone on TV, you can't necessarily interact with that person. You watch someone on the movie, you can't necessarily interact with that person. But on these types of things, they're able to interact with you directly. And to me, I think it's a vital part of building and maintaining that audience is inclusion and responding to them. How important do you feel? What do you think? What's your opinion on that?
Could you please repeat the question?
How important is it for people in online media to interact with their audience and reply to their audience?
Oh, it's very important. The other side, to whenever people are commenting, you'll see good stuff and get ready for the trolls.
Oh, yeah.
And the people that, if you do end up doing video games, you'll get something that other people don't like, and they will hate on you because of it. But for every one person that hates something that you got, there's, you know, thousands or hundreds, maybe even one other that loves the fact that you got that, and they're happy for you. Doing the whole Twitter thing is really important. I'm horrible at doing Twitter, especially Facebook. Facebook's really important. It seems it helps keep that connection with the audience. And I'm horrible at that, at the Facebook. I dislike Facebook.
He does note something, too, that is important about the trolls, and there always are, and some of them are hateful people. Some of them they're just doing it for their own laughs or whatever, but like he pointed out, for every person that hates on it, there's more people that like it, but they tend to be a little more silent. I find, like walk into a convention like this, and you'll have people that come up and they'll tell you how much they like everything you do. Nobody comes and hates on you in person. They do that online for their own reasons. What do you think on that?
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky. We haven't had too many comments, like bad troll comments. I had maybe one or two here and there, but I don't stand for it. I delete it. I block them.
So. We also have a lot of we like the comments where it improves our show.
Yeah.
Like they give us a lot of feedback, and we love the feedback, and we always try to improve on that. So
yeah, and I'm still amateurish, so I know some of my videos have the sound problem. You know, it could be our camera. It could be my editing skills. I don't know. I'm still working on it.
lighting, you know.
Lighting's good, you know.
It's getting
Yeah,
close.
3-point lighting, you know, 1, 2, 3. You know, it gets away the shadows. So I learned that from Norm, the gaming historian. Yeah, it was a very helpful tip.
Whenever you're a giant, you're not going to get as much hate, by the way.
What?
Yeah. You ever looked at my Facebook feed? No, I'm kidding. It's all up to mileage, and sometimes it's how much you feed the negatives too. You know, if you try to keep a nice positive conversation flow going, more positive people will join in. If it becomes very vitriolic and very focused on just the negatives, those are the types of people you're going to draw in, and you know that hurts your audience. Most of the people out there are fed up with that. They don't want to do that.
Yeah, I agree. And go with the social media. You know, we're on social media. We made a Facebook page. I'm constantly on Twitter. You know, every now and then you go on Twitter, but I'm more the tech geek, you know, of the group. So
you have Instagram too. You know, like use your resources that you have online. You know.
Right, and advertise T-shirts. You know, we have business cards. You know, that's a great way to get your name out there. You know, how many times I ran into people that, you know, I'll be buying something retro or an old toy. It's like, oh, yeah, I love these when we were, you know, kids and stuff. And it's like, well, we kind of do a show, you know, about retro video games and toys, and I usually give a business card, you know, possibly, you know, gain a subscriber, you know, another view. So it's always good to have those business cards.
Yeah, he goes right into the third point I was going to make before we flip it over to the people here is promotion. Just like with any business. I mean, if somebody opens up a restaurant on the corner and doesn't even put up a sign and doesn't advertise that they're open and doesn't let anyone know they're there, only so many people are going to wander in the door. This isn't Field of Dreams. So build it and they will come. You can't just stick up a YouTube video and sit back and wait and keep hitting refresh and check the counter. No one's going to come to it unless they know it's there. No one's going to come to your Twitter unless they know it's there. You got to use all of these tools to your advantage and promote, and not just promote online. Coming to events like this one, I make more contacts and more networking at live events than I do with people online. And I've got tens of thousands of followers on Twitter and all that sort of thing. But there's people that don't want to interact that way. They'd rather read and talk to people in person, meet and greet, come out to places like Super BitCon here. And like you saying, give away some things, stuff like that. What's your experiences in this regard?
Really, like you're saying, like coming to stuff like this is really paramount whenever you're trying to get your name out there. I know that getting business cards, so that way whenever you do meet someone and you're like, oh yeah, check me out on YouTube, and then if you don't have something to give them, like I don't, then they'll go home and they'll totally forget what your channel was. You always got to be nice also. It's real important because if you kind of play
just like that,
there you go.
If you kind of play a certain role online, it doesn't mean that you have to come out and be that role to people.
That's exhausting. Don't even try that.
Just
be yourself. You gotta be yourself. You know, I mean, yeah, I got the the Macho Man haircut and the sunglasses, but I don't, I'm just come out here and talk to people like a normal thing. I do see some people, like you talk about, trying to play a character in real life, and people aren't going to connect with that. I mean, we're all gamers. We're all into this. Or even if it's not gaming and you're also into pop culture or cosplay or voice acting or whatever it is, or sports, they want to go talk to actual people. They don't want to talk to characters so much.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Is that how I want to put that? Characters and everything.
Mo, whenever you talk, could you please talk into the mic? I can't hear you.
Well, no, he's trying to tell me something, and I don't know what he's trying to say.
Well, being a character, I mean, we just be ourselves when we come to these conventions. We're not trying to put on an act. You know, I never thought we'd be here 2 years ago when we started this. We made so many friends and so many new people and coming to conventions. And I met Ryder 2 years ago, and we're like, you know, he lives in Texas, we live in Illinois, but we Skype all the time. And my buddy James there, you know, you met last year, right? Yeah. And we Skype all the time. You know, it's the great thing about these kind of conventions and having networking and having a passion for video games. It's exciting. You know, it's just the new stuff you do.
Hey, I'm trying to talk into it. No, you have to network. You really do. You have to really get out there, talk to people. Just not only your brand, but the thing that you love. You can talk about it constantly. I know we can talk about gaming just back and forth for hours. Why not do that with friends and make more friends? So.
Yeah.
It comes in handy for trades also, by the way.
Or even for other business opportunities. I mean, you never know what path somebody's going to go on. You never know how far someone's going to make it. You know, and I see, this is a mistake I think I see too with even some big YouTube stars. And I've done a lot of events with some of the really big YouTube stars, and I'm not going to name names, but we're talking about some of the people that get, you know, a couple million views on some of their best videos and stuff, and they're acting like they're movie stars. Which is, well, or how a movie, you think of movie stars. I've met movie stars that are more down to earth than some of these people. So who's to say that at some point in time I'm not going to be in a situation where I can help them out? Why would I want to do that? You know, be nice to everyone, treat everyone with respect and professionally, and give them your time, because, you know, those people could become more than just a quick friend or a fan or thanks for following or whatever. Those people at some point in time, you don't know that they're not going to blow up too. You know, and if you've treated them as like a less than, you've marginalized who they are or what have you, they're going to remember that, and that's part of networking. That's part of the trick, and that's one of the biggest pitfalls I see with some of these online personalities and stuff that try to establish themselves. And I think they make that mistake of, I guess, buying their own press maybe a little too much. You can't do that. Treat everyone here. We're all gamers. We're all here, whether we're on stage or in the seats or in the vendor booth. We're all part of this same event. And that's awesome. Act like that. We got to treat everyone that way.
Definitely, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I mean, they only give us so much panel time up here, so and we actually do have an audience now. So
thank
flip
you all
it
for
out.
coming.
Yes, thank you very much. You know, there's some awesome stuff over there. I'm going to say. Do we have any questions from the audience? Anything that we can field and include you guys and gals in this? You sir in the back. You might have to speak up. Well, I mean, yeah, I understand. Fortunately, if he's 19, 20, luckily he has plenty of time to come out of his shell. But, I mean, I'm assuming I can speak for present company accepted here on this as well. I'm sure they'll chime in on that. But I understand sometimes being shy or being nervous. I think anyone that says that they're not going to be nervous about going out into a crowd and meeting some people and networking and putting themselves out there, if they're not being truthful, if they're saying like, I got no problem with that. Everybody's going to have a little stage fright. Everyone's going to have a little bit of that. There's more than enough times. Even in present day, every year I go to E3 every year, and I go there to network, and I go there to be seen and all that. And after a little while, I have to go just hide somewhere. I only have so much of it in me before I got to go recharge myself. You know, like I know a couple places I can go and kind of be by myself for a little bit, and because you know it's overwhelming. It's exhausting to be on like that. Everyone deals with that. He's just going to have to work his way through it somehow.
And also realize too that it's video games. Everybody loves video games and knows something about it. So you're going to have something in common to talk about.
Absolutely. I mean, if he's talking to other people that are passionate about the same thing he is, that's a plus. Even if he's shy, it's not like he's having to talk to a room full of bronies or something. I don't know. Not to knock a brony, but I'm saying is like that's if you're trying to impress people that don't have the same passion, it's a little more nerve-wracking. If you're talking to people that love the same thing you do, get in there. They love it too.
Yeah, I mean, if he's really shy about coming out to meet people, you can always go on Facebook, and there's always going to be some type of group that you can join that has that similar interest. And then, you know, maybe he could just start there and build up the courage to start coming to places like this. One thing is that I'm actually pretty surprised whenever I went to my first convention, there was just as many YouTube guys there as there was Twitch. And, of course, like Twitch, you don't necessarily know.
This guy.
He's not shy.
David Clothier. People call him douchebag Clothier. But whenever you come here, it's kind of funny because YouTube is kind of easy to know who is the YouTube person. On Twitch, if you're not on Twitch constantly just going through different people's stuff, it's harder to get found that way, in my opinion. And I would tell him to just start at Facebook and then drag him out here tomorrow, because this is going on tomorrow.
Yeah, get him definitely in the groups, like Retro Gamer Society. I'm one of the admins of Illinois. You know, there's Texas, Oklahoma, there's New York. I mean, join those and, you know, you make new friends on it. Actually, that's how we started out in finding about these conventions, was joining the Texas group. And we met David, who just ran by, Ryder, you know, all these great people. So, I mean, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, start joining just about every one of them. It's not like only Texas people can be in Texas Retro Gaming Society group on Facebook.
I also have a suggestion too. Like once he starts building up a network with those, like Facebook, YouTube, whatever, friends, then when he does get in front of them, it's easier to talk in front of your friends, and then it gets easier to talk in front of more people because you're like, you have that support system there too. So I don't know, it's
Like first time being on YouTube, you mean? It's like, well, I was all for the idea. Like, I'd never been on camera. I was like, yeah, whatever. This is fun. You know, it's a fun thing to do.
And I was really nervous about it.
And she was nervous about it. I was like, just do it.
I still
you know,
am.
And it's fun. I mean, you know, why not? But as I said, we did something simple, just, you know, a pickup video, just to get comfortable on the camera.
Start small, and go bigger.
Yeah, it takes a couple times to talk directly into a camera.
And that is the
Brandon, seriously.
Thank you, Brandon. Now, back to our regular scheduled programming.
That was pretty animated.
But the one thing, big thing to keep in mind is,
Come on! Seriously! We're trying to have a panel!
one more try. The main thing to remember, okay, good. Main thing to remember is it takes time. You know, you said he's 19, 20 years old. He's got a lot of time. And this thing's going to evolve a lot as it goes. But, I mean, these things take time. I see some people come on, and it's like, man, I've been doing this 6 months, and I don't have all this following yet. And I'm like, well,
Can I suggest something too? Please don't quit your job. You always hear about people saying, I'm going to do a YouTube, and that's going to be my job. And again, I've just seen on YouTube a lot of people failing that because they put all their time and effort. You have to do work, and you also have to do YouTube until you have that following, which we're not even close to that. But then you can quit your job and do YouTube full time. So you got to have that fun.
Yeah, the people who make the PewDiePie kind of money, that's the exception, not the rule. And I hear a lot of nodding here, so I know a lot of people aren't making that kind of money.
I'll be honest, YouTube does not make you money starting out at all. At all, people. Trust me. I'm sorry?
You can get there eventually, but
Yeah, I mean, you can join other associations like Media Wave and stuff like that, and they'll control the.
and that's where the networking comes out again. So. But.
Yeah, we got 1,020 subscribers and 19 or 20 videos. Those are monetized, and I'm not afraid to say that in the last 2 years I made $30. So
Well, and
you can't live on $30.
Well, and another thing to keep in mind too is she mentioned YouTube specifically. YouTube changes their rules and they change their things all the time. And something I probably should have mentioned this a little sooner is to make sure you have multiple things going on, because we never know what's going to happen. Especially this is still an evolving landscape. It really is. So people who put all of their effort into saying, okay, well, I'm going to put all of my energy and everything into becoming this YouTube star and monetize this, and let's say they even do have a little success. We don't know that there's not going to be a law change or YouTube's going to get grumpy about a certain type of content or something, and boom, gone, over, game over. You've got to try, don't just put all your eggs in one basket, all your focus on just one platform. There's lots of them. You got YouTube, you got Twitch, you got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got live events. You do have things out there. I mean, I spend a lot of time talking to the mainstream media, going on television news shows, doing radio shows, things like that. Get yourself out there in as many different ways as you can, and maybe one of those will even break loose for you more than, let's say, a YouTube or a Twitch or whatever. If you just focus on that one platform solely, that one platform could go boom, like that. Overnight, your life is changed. Be multifaceted, just like any other. If you, instead of following the blueprint of another YouTube guy or gal or Twitch or whatever, look at what mainstream media personalities do. Look at them. They put themselves out there, and they're on TV, and they're in radio, and they're in books, and they're in magazines, and they're doing all these different things. They're multifaceted. Be multifaceted. That's really one of the better things you can do. And plus, you can always use one of those other platforms to promote all the other things you're doing.
Agreed.
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 Yeah, well, one thing is that it does take a lot of time to learn how to edit and how to make good edits and stuff like that. Of course, like sound's a whole nother issue.
And learn what people want to see and what they respond to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sometimes it's going to be completely opposite of what you thought it'd be.
You'll know what people like because they'll tell you in the comments. Trust me, they'll tell you.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, if you look at our reality type shows, we have a lot more views than we do like on a pickup video. So I noticed that people like the game hunting out in the wild. I love it too. That's why I wanted to do it. So definitely got to find something that people are interested in and want to watch.
Just as long as you keep in mind, it's got to be something that you like doing, though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because you'll just be miserable editing and taping everything that you do if it's because you got 10 more views on this video, although you didn't like making it. Don't start making videos that you don't like, because your audience will notice how you project that when you film.
People can tell if you got passion and love for what you're doing. They can see right through you if you don't, especially in gaming. I mean, you can look at anybody's Twitter feed and see that one way or the other. The timer is running low. The sand is running out of the hourglass. So we're going to tap this off. We're going to start like this. Tell them, everybody, where they can find you on online media.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead. You know where we're at.
Talk it to the microphone.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Before Brandon interrupts you.
Right.
well, of course, we're on YouTube at the Midwest Retro Gamers. Well, I don't want to
Closer.
I don't want to
Project.
Yell. I don't want to yell though. So we're on YouTube at the Midwest Retro Gamers. We're on. I always say Twitter, but it's
Well, we're on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. But I called it Tweeter one time. It was a slip. So, but we're also at the Midwest Retro Gamers on that.
And Facebook.
And Facebook.
We have a Facebook page.
So check us out. We would love to
We also got some T-shirts here, so guys want some T-shirts?
T-shirts?
We have extra large and we have double XL. I miscounted because I guess there's a lot of mediums and large and not big 6'6" people like me out around here. So if anybody wants a T-shirt, raise their hand.
T-shirt? Perfect.
One? Why, extra large or double X? 2X?
You're up.
Go for it.
I can go now?
No. Go ahead.
Brandon's going to interrupt us any moment now.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, y'all can find me on Facebook at Ortpro. It is Ortpro, right, Laura? My Facebook page. Anybody that actually looks at it, it is Ortpro. James?
I told you.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. It is Ortpro. And you can also find me on Twitter. It's ORT_PRO because the guy never got back to me to let me take over that name. Just Ortpro anyway. And then Ortpro on YouTube.
And you can find me mostly on Twitter at Original PSP. You also hit my website, PatrickScottPatterson.com. See all kinds of events that I'm going to be to. Learn about how I support Operation Supply Drop and Connor's Cure. And a bunch of other things. So everybody, thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Oh, one thing.
Thank you,
Thank
Brandon.
you very much.
One thing real quick. If any of y'all have more questions, I've got a table in the next room here. Feel free to come by and talk.
We also have another panel at 3:15 talking about audio, video, and software. So that'll be on the small stage on the other side. So if you want to come talk and see us.
And also, NES Remix 2 Championship Mode contest over there. That's going on all day in celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Nintendo World Championships. The Oklahoma City stop of that 25 years ago was actually right on these very fairgrounds as well. And the winner of that contest today gets a trophy and a prize pack. And then they got to come up here at 4 o'clock and take me on one-on-one. So I think you got what it takes. Bring it. Thank you for coming out. Enjoy BitCon.
Please comment and subscribe. Oh, wait.